Look at all those wedding pictures behind you.
Yeah. When people tell me, uh, oh, long distance and da da da, I always tell your story.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, she was in Phoenix. It was so meant to be. She sees
Mhm.
Ross with a certain book on his shelf, and that was it. Right?
Yes, very much so.
Oh, so what is life like now?
Life is routine uh, with the joys and the bumps that come along with that. Very good partnership. So the life events that we can be there for each other on, be it deaths or kids getting married or um, things of that sort. He's had a job change here, um, and he's happy with the new job. And our our house is very much ours. We he moved into my house and we completely repainted um, and the entire thing, even the inside closets, the outside, the inside, everything, and shifted furniture to make it a blend. So it very much feels like our home, and we really like it.
Oh,
And it's good. And we're both active in the synagogue, and he's on the board. And we have people over for Shabbat. We go to people's house for Shabbat. We hike with friends. Yeah, it's just a blended life.
that's what you wanted,
Right. That's what we wanted.
right?
Yeah.
Like a best friend,
Uh-huh.
right? And the Jewish, I remember you used to say, Barry, I don't know if I could find someone who will understand, the way I like egalitarian
Yes.
and I said, you will.
It's so hard to trust the process because he actually was modern Orthodox, but Orthodox. And yet my picture had me in blue jeans. So anybody that wanted a wig and a skirt was gonna, swipe me away.
Right,
Like,
right.
no, I can do jeans. So that showed
Yeah,
his egalitarian.
that's right. So that's what I tell everyone that you just don't know.
You
You
really
just
don't.
have to have the meaningful conversation and put it out there and see how it resonates. And if it does, then divine providence kicks in, right?
And also so valuable in your program is the getting really clear on what I wanted so that I could communicate
Yes.
that instead of, this is a nice person or that's a nice person, accepting what just comes along. I posted this maybe a year ago in the group that there was a dating podcast or something, maybe it was on NPR, but they basically said it's so easy to find your partner now because you have the internet. It used to be, that you only met the people in your small town.
Right.
Now you
That's
have a much
right.
bigger pool.
That's right. And some people who are not empowered daters, they don't understand the power because they say, oh, there's too much choice. And I say, no, we are narrowly focused on exactly what you want and need,
Yeah.
your vision, your goals, your values. And you could really evaluate instead of a lot of people, they like, no, I open it up. I'm like, don't open it up.
No. Yeah.
Be specific. Yeah. Oh. And how is it with your kids? I remember that they were there during COVID and you were
Yeah.
all together.
um, which was lovely. And that was my daughter Tamar and her now husband. They got married in April 22, and they moved to Oregon in July of 22.
Wow.
There, um, living their lives. And my youngest is in DC, finishing up her doctorate this summer, and then we'll see where she goes. And his four kids are also out of state. So um, we we get it really is the life that I want. It's finding what you value and what you need.
What you value exactly. So that's really, just really trying to let people know that you can have what you want. That's why when people say, how hard it is and it's not possible. And I'm like, trust me, it is. Once you get out of your own childhood trauma, your own limited beliefs, your own fears, your own self-protection, then
Right.
everything
And if it's
becomes
not working, then it's not the right person. So I was dating somebody online during our process, and he lived in Los Angeles, 6-hour drive. The man never got in his car and drove here.
I know
Ross and I meet, he gets on a plane and flies here.
exactly.
And
And then, right,
and it's because I had what Ross wanted. So
right.
it was the right match, and he didn't want to stay in Cleveland. He wanted to be in warm weather. He was fine picking up and moving. And I did meet people that didn't want to leave LA or Chicago. Yeah, okay, then we're not the
Fine.
match. Yeah,
It's fine, right. How will
not
you
a
know? It
crisis.
will flow, right?
Right, right. Because this
Oh,
guy is very happy living in Arizona, and his life changed how he never could have predicted. He's a nursing home administrator. And now he runs a home for an Indian tribe out in the middle of the desert. And he does consulting for other tribes. So he actually sleeps on the reservation 2 nights a week. He goes there Monday through Wednesday. And then he works from home Thursday and Friday, which he loves because he's never had a home job. And then he's consulting other tribes who want to build nursing homes on their reservations here in Arizona. And he's learned a whole, a whole new culture. They have a different language. And he's really enjoying at 60, having this whole big career growth that he never could have imagined.
oh, I got chills.
Yeah, it's really
And
cool.
it's really cool. And you're both doing good. That's the
Mhm.
thing. You're doing good for the world, social justice, caring
Yeah.
for people, palliative care
Yep.
that's needed. So it really shows once you believe in what you want and
Yes.
go for it. And you were courageous. And I remember the trauma you had in your childhood that had you not believing, right? Like
Not believing that, and it just, yeah, it just takes the right one.
this takes
and and trusting that that right one is there. And you had so many good coachings. Don't change yourself, be authentic.
right, exactly. So tell us how you came together, how you came to meet Ross.
I saw his profile picture, and he's a nice enough looking man, but as the story goes, it was actually his LinkedIn profile. So he's in a white button down shirt and a suit jacket, no tie, and he's standing in front of a bookcase. And in the bookcase is the book Being Mortal by Atul Gawande, which is a book about end of life. And it's a book I could teach. And I was like, why is this man reading this book? So as our template goes, I reached out to him, and you say something you like about their profile, and I liked the book in your bookcase. Please look at my profile. And if you're interested, message me. And it's just by 144, messages sent, you're just kind of in a rhythm
That's right.
because
And
you
they're like
don't,
invitations. These are invitations
right.
to check out your vision and your profile. Exactly.
But I'm
Yeah.
not wedded to any of those invitations
Right.
because
Right.
many of them might not respond, or they respond and it's after a 20-30 minute phone conversation. It's not a fit because you don't really know anything about this person.
No, that's right. They're reading about your invitation, like an invitation to a party to see
Right.
if life vision and goals align. That's right. And then you have a meaningful conversation in a special
So
way. Yeah.
interestingly, I may have told you this. So this was in May of 2020 that I reached out to him, and he responded pretty quickly. And he said, I love your profile. So kudos to our profiles.
Yes.
Um, and he said, unfortunately, well, but I'm already dating somebody. I'm in a relationship, but I
Right.
really like your profile. Can we be friends? I'm interested in, meeting new friends. And I said, I am so grateful to hear that JDate worked for you in finding your partner. I wish the two of you all the luck in the world, but I'm not looking for a friend. I'm looking for a husband. So blessings to you. And I sent him on his way.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. And then that was May. And then in July, he reached back out to me and he said, well, the woman I was dating, it didn't work out. Are you still available for dating? And I said, absolutely. Now I will talk to you.
Oh, that is so great. That was so great.
Yeah,
And so to speak, in a way, the rest is history.
right.
But ultimately, for those of you listening, Ross lived in Cleveland
Yes.
and Pam is in Phoenix.
Yeah.
And so for people who say, oh, won't do long distance. Well, when you do long distance with a strategic plan and an intention and a vision, everything can work.
Yeah, because so we spoke every night for a month and we FaceTimed because we're both, he was 58 at the time, or yeah, I was 59, he was 57. We're not wasting our time here. We both wanted to be married. And so everything was put on the table before he ever got on a plane to come out here.
Right.
So hey, I'm really liking you, but there's no way I'm going to live in Cleveland, Ohio. I left this when I was 18 years old. No, I'm fine living in Arizona. Okay, you think you like the heat? Oh, and you say that you like to hike. Yes, I like to hike, he says. Well, fine. Why don't you hike the Grand Canyon with me in August and we'll see how you like the heat? Okay, he says. And that was our first in-person date. We hiked the Grand Canyon in 110 degrees.
Wow.
And he
Wow.
was fine.
Love it. And it goes to show, right?
Yep.
It all has to be in alignment. There's no settling, there's no compromising. Many
Perfect.
people think, oh, don't tell them what you want, you'll scare them off. And to that I
Oh,
say, then we want to scare them off because we
right.
want the right partner. This is the most important decision of your life. The
It
person.
is. It really is. I help people die every day in my work. And at the end of their lives, what's important? Their partners, their spouse, their children. Not, that's what they talk about. This is the most important decision.